Okay, so for more single leg work, for working on your single leg stability, single leg deadlifts might be in your program, right? They're an amazing way to work on core stability on the abs, on leg strength, one leg at a time. It can be really challenging because they require a lot of balance, and you have to really be specific with your form. So I'm going to go through it step by step for you today. It is a hinge, which is one of your deadlifts, right? Your hinge is just your feet are parallel, right? About hip width apart. You're going to chop the hips in half, send the butt back. It's like you're dipping your beak into water and coming to standing at the top, right? So everything is one long line, right? You're keeping the ribs closed, the back is nice and neutral as you hinge over and as you stand. So I'm never tilting my pelvis forward, I'm never arching my spine here. That's important to take note of, right? So your single leg deadlift is a hinge, but on one leg. So it's like you're a pirate, you have a peg leg, and you like hobble into the gym, and you're like, but I want to work out too. We would give you a single leg deadlift, and you just like be lifting your peg leg in the air. Cool? So to start, I'll show you what it looks like from the front first. I would say tap your one foot to make sure that most of your weight is in your standing leg. As you tilt at the hips, your body's going from an I to a T and back up again, right? So I would maybe recommend reaching the hands forward, reaching the leg back. At the same time, the chest is descending. So you're literally lowering in one piece, right? So my chest is not going embed my leg, everything is tilting over, like a little lever or some sort of seesaw. So reaching down to the ground, back up. So again, you can either reach opposite hand in front of you, or you can reach both hands in front of you, which would sort of be like a yoga pose, like the Warrior 3 situation that happens in yoga. So to the side, it's going to look like this. I'll do both arms reaching forward, coming to that flat tabletop position, and back. It's like to note, right, what denotes a hinge versus a squat is the knee position. So you want to make sure that the knee is not bending deeply, right? We're not squatting with one leg, we're hinging, we're deadlifting on one leg. So you really want to think about hinging at the hips and pulling more weight into your standing leg heel so that your shin stays mostly upright. I see a lot of people try to do their single leg deadlift and they're really bending their front knee, so just really check in with that. If you're feeling the top of your leg, your quad, that probably means you're bending your knee too deeply. You need to straighten it a little bit and pull back into your heel. If you feel the back of your leg, your hamstring, you're doing it right. You're nailing it. If it's hard, you're also doing it right. One final tip to think about is hips. So your hips are like headlights. You want them to shine directly forward. And then when you tilt over in your single leg deadlift, they're shining directly toward the floor, not into your neighbor's lane, right? So you're not doing some sweet figure skating move. You're just keeping everything totally parallel. Both toes are pointing down to the floor. Both shoulders and nipples are pointing to the floor. Both hip bones are pointing to the floor. So it's very much straightforward in this plane. Now, if you want to load these, you can try with one single bell. And you're going to be loading the arm of the leg that's kicking back, or the arm that's opposite of the standing leg, which is contralateral for fancy terms. So you're kicking your back leg back, lowering the bell down toward the floor, and then coming back up. Now the goal is not to actually touch the ground with the bell. It's just to bring the back into that tabletop position and back up again, just like before, right? Rinse and repeat. This will definitely add a challenge to your single leg deadlift. Then once you get really awesome at that, you can add 2 bells. I'll show you what that looks like from the side. You're lowering both bells down toward the floor. Again, just dipping your beak into a pool of water. Rinse, repeat. Have a good time.